He's a very big man, dope MC. He is one of the dopest MCs we have in the country. I'll quickly, he's a communication professional who specializes in hosting events, moderating meetings, and raising funds for organizations and individuals. He's an author as well, and I've read one of his books. He gave it to me the last time I saw him, How to MC Any Event and Public Speaking A to Z. The big man himself, Kafui Dey.
Who wants to be a millionaire? Hey!
That's your final answer.
That's my final answer.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's
good to see you, sir.
Yeah, happy day.
Happy day, holiday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a day we're celebrating in Nkrumah, Kwame Nkrumah's Memorial Day.
Yes.
I'm sure, I don't know if you met his governance, but I'm sure you have some fond memories of him. You don't look that old, though, but
I was born in 1971.
Okay.
A year before Kwame Nkrumah died in 72. So I didn't meet him, but I read about him, and I asked my parents a lot about him,
Right.
and I asked people of his generation about him. I had the pleasure of interviewing one of his ministers, Lucy Enin, about him. And he was a great guy. Kwame Nkrumah is bigger than infrastructure. Kwame Nkrumah thought that Africans could be as good as anybody else. And so he taught us how to think big and to be proud of ourselves as black people. He's too small for Ghana. Ghana is too small for him. Kwame Nkrumah is revered around the world, so he's a giant, and he's an icon. And it's sad when I hear people who just reduce him to motorway and akosombo. No.
and the harbor.
No, come on. Mindset is Kwame Nkrumah's gift to us. Yes. And the more we read his books and the more we read his speeches, the more we get to know of the guy.
Absolutely.
Let's get to know him more. That's the most important thing. We'll go straight into our quote of the day. When we come back, more with Kafui Dey. Take a look. I am not an African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me. Kwame Nkrumah. The expressive quote of the day. I am not an African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me. And that's Kwame Nkrumah's favorite quotes. So that was our expressive quote of the day. Kafui, what do you think about that quote?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it. That's the man. We have to read his books. This book I bought, I normally date the books when I buy them. This one I didn't date it, but I bought this book. And it's Selected Speeches of Kwame Nkrumah, Volume 2. It's a great book, written by one Samuel Obeng. And it just chronicles his speeches. And the kind of things he was talking about, the kind of ideas he had, the visions he had for Ghana. Yeah, we just got to read his books, that's all.
Absolutely. So you're one of the dopest MCs in the country.
Thank you.
And many people also even credit you for introducing them onto the big stages.
I'm glad, I'm honored.
You're a really kind-hearted human, so that's great looking out.
Thank you.
But
Chris.
we know there are no MC training schools in Ghana, or no places to actually train to become an MC. How did you start, and how did you train to become one of the best in the country?
I was actually working years back in the 90s with a shipping company, and one day my boss, a Frenchman called Mr. Leroux, he says, "Oh, we have a cocktail this evening and you are the MC."
Just like that.
It was an appointment, He said, "You are the MC." He didn't ask me whether I would like to do it or whether I could do it. He just said, "You are the MC." Yeah, so
that's it.
That was it. That was my baptism into the world of MCing. So I found out who the people were, introduced them, did the links, and that was my first gig, really.
Wow.
And then from that time, I was doing all the company events, so Christmas parties, launches, cocktails. So that was how I actually got into it. I got into MCing by being an MC. And I think it's one thing people should learn. If somebody thinks you can do it, you probably can do it.
You probably can do
Yeah, so
it.
put the fears and doubts aside and just do it.
Right.
Yes.
But what's that one call? When you were talking, you said earlier that that's where you started, and so you were doing, MCs and but that one call that, gave you that your big gig, that gave you that huge money when it comes to MCing.
Big opportunity came from Reverend Albert Okran. motivational speaker, author, writer, pastor with ICGC. And it was one of the Springboard events. He invited me on to be an MC for the Springboard. And the Springboard Roadshow back then was stopping in every region of Ghana. So you had, back then we had 10 regions. So there were 10 stops. And he put me on the Springboard, early 2000s, 2010s, thereabouts. And it was a great opening for me. He taught me one thing. There was one day we were about to start the event at 5 p.m. at Accra International Conference Center. At 2 minutes to 5, he said, get onto the stage and start the show. I was looking around and he says, don't worry, it's only 20% of the audience who are here, but start the show. When you start on time, it sends out a message that this is a serious organization, the MC is serious, the organization is serious, and people will come. So we started the show 2 minutes to 5, we started, and in an hour's time, the place was full.
Wow.
Yes, and he taught me about do the thing on time. Yes, and that was a big break for me because I got to go around the country emceeing, and I enjoyed it, and I always give him.
Did you have any nerves with that big break?
No, I didn't. By then, I had already been doing Who Wants to Be Rich, the TV show.
Oh, okay.
Yes, for about 2 years, 3 years, and so I wasn't nervous. Or if I were nervous, you wouldn't know it because I would be smiling. It happens on TV. If you're smiling, people don't know you're nervous. So just smile. That's another of my tips. Another of my tips. Just smile, even if you're don't say you're nervous. Don't say I'm doing this for the first time. Oh, I've got a cold. Please excuse me. No. Imagine you got onto a plane. You're flying from Accra to Kumasi. You sat down. You strapped. You put on your seatbelt, and then all of a sudden the captain's voice comes.
I'm sorry.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. This is my first time. I'm flying. Can you imagine what will happen? So don't. You are the pilot. The MC is the pilot of the event. Don't give any excuses. If you're feeling bad, put it aside and just do the work and smile.
You've done a lot of gigs in the last years.
Over 1,000.
I'm sure over 1,000. Yeah, that's a lot of experience. Let's talk about which event paid you the most and which one paid you the least.
Funny enough, the event that paid me the most was a promotional event for an author who was promoting his book.
Oh, okay.
And so he gave me the book, and I had to go through it, read the whole book, and host an event around the book.
Okay.
And this is a couple of years back, but I was paid 12,000 cedis for that event.
Wow.
Not bad, eh?
That was
not bad.
Yeah, 12,000 to promote the book. So the opportunities in emceeing, I was flown to South Africa to go and do an event. It was a program to promote science education amongst Africans. The aims, and they took me to Durban. All expenses paid, and I emceed an event there. I've gone to Nigeria to MC an awards event. I've met all kinds of VIPs.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so it's an opportunity to network with people, to get to go to places, to learn about new things. I've had people reach out to me over the internet on Facebook or my email to book a gig, and then we do the gig. I don't meet the people. Finish, you get paid. So it's a great, if you know how to market yourself well and run the business side of it, you can do very well. You can live with it.
What about the least paying?
Free.
Free?
Yeah. The least
how often do those come, the free ones?
Well, sometimes you do it for a friend or family. I don't charge family members.
Yeah, okay.
So once you're an MC, you are going to be a family MC.
Of
and
course.
you should actually use those opportunities, weddings, funerals, birthdays, to actually practice. Master your skills. So the family events, they come, we just do them for free. And then you do them, sometimes you do free events as an opening into a new client. So a client who hasn't met you before, but wants to use your services, then you can give them maybe a 50% off, or even, you know what, if you have 2 events, I'll do the first event for you free, but this is my charge, normal charge that I will charge you. So they know that the next time they're coming, they're going to the full charge. Yes. So, we do them once in a while.
Oh, that's incredible. That has become an incredible industry to be seen.
Yes, it is.
But I mean, did MCing or was MCing the first, public appearance for you in terms of TV, TV presenting? Is that where you got your big break when we talk about Who Wants to Be Rich? We'll talk about Who Wants to Be Rich and how the whole thing came about. Was it from MCing?
So Who Wants to Be Rich? I was in the corporate world. This is my 25th year of working. Okay, so I started working in the corporate field 1995, and about 1996 is when I did my first MC gig with the company I was telling you about. Who Wants to Be Rich came in 2009.
Okay.
Yes, but Who Wants to Be Rich gave me the platform to do this full time. I did 3 seasons of Who Wants to Be Rich, and then in 2012, February 1, I started working for myself as a full-time MC. So that was what was paying the bills.
We'll definitely talk about
yeah.
Who Wants to Be Rich proper.
Yeah.
I mean, you're so. That was the first time I was seeing you.
Yeah, me
It was.
too.
It was so seamless.
And I always want to
That's
watch
really
it.
amazing.
I love that show myself.
I
It
could
was,
sit there.
it was a great show.
It
Yeah,
was
it gave
really
me a
good.
nice platform to do things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyways, we always have our question of the day, so let's take today's question of the day. Well, it's not really a question, it's just we're asking you for something. So send a happy holiday message to only one person. This is where we test who is most special to you, okay? So send a happy holiday message to one person only. Our text lines are on your screens as well. Send your comments to our social media pages, GHOne TV on Instagram, Twitter, and also Facebook. We are still in the studio with the very amazing Mr. Kafui Dey. Mr. Kafui Dey dedicated a holiday message to only one person.
Do you have only one?
Jifa. Jifa is my wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Jifa.
Yeah, so
Hi.
The most special one.
she's gone to work actually. She's working today.
We'll cast the
Okay.
video for her,
yeah,
don't
yeah.
worry.
You're proving something this morning.
She'll get the video.
That you like peace of mind.
No, if it's only one person, it will have to be my wife.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be.
Yeah.
Let's go into Who Wants to Be
Wants
Rich
to Be
proper.
Rich.
Okay.
How did that gig come to you?
I saw that ad in the newspaper in 2008. This is the Financial Times. Yeah. So
Wow.
I was reading the ad and I saw a picture of a big black chair, you know, and they said, you want to be the host of an international game show? And I said, yeah, why not?
Why not?
By then, I had no TV experience. The only TV experience I had was an audition with TV3, and I failed the audition.
Oh,
When TV3
man.
were coming. But I had radio experience. I was working on campus radio. I did work at Capital Radio in Kumasi. I did work at Choice FM here in Accra, which is now Kasapa. I mean, the frequency went to Kasapa. So I put together a demo. They said they wanted a demo. So I put together a demo in my house. No, in my friend's house, Nana. He used to work with Greetings from Abroad. We bought a blue screen, blue cloth. We made a blue screen. I got my suit and I did hi, my name is Kafui, blah, 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 blah. I wasn't too sure that my demo would work. So I went to Photo Club in Osu.
Okay.
I went and took some photos, some swag. Cross your legs, trying to look smooth.
The swag host.
Yeah, and I sent us. They didn't ask for that, but I thought let me add something extra to my package. So I sent that with a letter, and then they gave me a call. Say come for the audition. I went to the audition. There were about 40 people gunning for the same seat.
40.
Yes, but I had done my research. I'd done my research. I'd seen what the hosts were, what they look like, and everything. So while I was waiting for the interview, I was disqualifying people in my mind. So this person is just like this. The guy in the t-shirt, he's not that. So that was the game I was playing.
Wow.
Okay.
And then they brought me into the room and they said, look, imagine that you brought somebody onto the hot seat. What would you do? And I did all of that. And then I went. After a while, they called us back again. From 40, we were down to 3. So they cut down 37. And then again, we went for another audition. We're down to 2 people. One of them is a lawyer now, big-time lawyer.
Okay.
I have never mentioned his name on air before. Today is not the day to mention it. Yeah, and then everything went quiet for a year. So in 2009, I got a call and they said, come to Nigeria for the pilot, the last audition. We went, we did it. That was I think in June. And then one October, I was driving around Woolworths, suffering from some small malaria. And then I got a WhatsApp message. Hey, congratulations. You've got the job. My malaria fled.
I know.
Yeah.
Easily.
And so that was it. So that was the beginning of 3 years of really.
So that show was you hosted it in Nigeria?
Yes, we used to fly the contestants and the production crew and me to Nigeria. And then we'd spend the whole weekend recording.
Okay.
In the first season, we would do 2 shows on a Saturday, 2 shows on a Sunday. And then I'll be back on Monday to go back to work. Because I was still working with the shipping company.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Towards the end of my time there, we were shooting 10 episodes over a weekend. So I'll come on a Thursday, we'll rehearse on a Friday, Saturday we'll do 5 shows. Sunday we'll do 5 shows. And then Monday, I'm back in Accra.
Wow, I
Who
guess
wants
the
to be
money
rich?
was
Yeah.
good.
Were you rich
Money
from
was
that
good.
show?
Money was good.
Money was good.
How much?
Very good. My contract do not allow me.
But it was very good.
It was really good.
It has to be good. If you're on the
It was
show.
good. It was good money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
then I
negotiated
guess-
well. I negotiated well.
I'll put you on the hot seat.
Put me on the hot seat.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
King, are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
This is your question, Mr. Kafui Dey.
You guys are serious?
Yeah.
Oh, we are serious.
Which European country technically shares a border with Brazil because one of its overseas departments does? Which European country technically shares a border with Brazil because one of its overseas departments does? Your first option is Germany. The second is Belgium. The third is France. The fourth is Great Britain.
Do I have any lifelines?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
50-50.
50-50.
Yes. Remove
Okay.
remove two wrong answers.
Okay, we take Great Britain out
Okay.
and Germany out.
So we are left with
Belgium
and
France. Would you like to use a lifeline?
You want to call somebody?
I'm going to go for France.
Final
Is that your final answer?
Final answer. Now I know how the people feel. Final answer, France.
Oh, well.
Let's see.
Final
Final
answer,
answer,
France.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, we should have, have
The
that
music,
tension
The music. Final answer.
I had a phone though.
Final answer, France.
Is the right answer? Wow. I used to torture the people, man.
Wow.
I used to torture the people.
Wow. But I was wondering why you guys didn't film it in Ghana, you know?
It's because the production house also had the franchise for the Nigeria version of the show. You know, it's a global franchise. So in Nigeria, it was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. In fact, our show was going to be called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Okay.
But then President Kufo took off all the zeros.
Okay.
From our
So
money.
there was no-
Yeah, so instead of, because the top prize would have been 50 million CDs.
Okay.
But they cut off 4 zeros and it became 50,000.
That was back in
and
2009.
Yes,
yeah.
so that's how it became Who Wants to Be Rich. So they also had their studio and the crew and everybody trained in Nigeria. So it was more cost effective for us just to fly the production team, me, and the contestants over. And we had an airline sponsor, Aero. Aero contractors were the airline sponsors. So they'll fly us there and then fly us
you
back.
do it.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyways, after the break, we are still here with MC extraordinaire and author of 2 amazing books, Mr. Kafui Dey. This is Xpressive. We are back shortly. This is Xpressive. We are live on GHOne TV. Kafui Dey just answered this question, right? And as well, there should be a prize. Jackie?
We have a prize for you.
Oh, my own book.
In there.
It's in there
Oh,
somewhere.
okay. Okay.
Yes.
There's something
In there.
inside. Oh, okay.
We have a special
That's
something
your,
for you.
that's your prize
Okay.
for getting the
That's
answer
your
right.
prize.
Thank you very
That's
much.
your prize.
Open
No,
it.
open it.
Open
What's
it. Let's
what's
see.
today?
Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Because we were giving something on Who Wants to Be Rich.
Oh, okay.
So today too.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Should I show it to the world?
Oh, why
For
not?
answering my question.
You can show it. Feel free.
show it to the
Feel
world.
free.
You see,
One answer.
on my show, the first answer would give you like 50 Ghana. So this is a double that.
This is double the
Double
answer.
that.
We have more
Double that.
questions. We have more questions.
You have more
then.
questions? Okay, nice.
We have more questions then.
Wow.
What's the biggest event you have ever hosted, Mr. Kafui Dey?
Biggest event. My kids ask me this question. So, what's your
Okay.
favorite food? And I tell them my favorite food is the food I just ate. So, my biggest event is my most recent event, and my most recent event was a conference, a virtual conference last week
Okay.
at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Oh, wow.
They have an annual Strengthening Families Conference, and I was the MC for that event. So we had about 50 people in the room in Ghana, and then we had over 400 participants from all around, West Africa, the US, Europe, South America, Asia, and it was a 3-hour event. Started at 10 a.m. on last week Wednesday, and I did that, and I really enjoyed it. So for me, my last event is always my biggest event.
The last Fuji.
Yes, so the last event was my biggest event. I have another event coming up this week. It's a book launch.
Okay.
Yes, I have a book launch, and then I'll be a guest speaker at a speaking competition.
Okay.
So the book launch is the MC bit, and I'll be doing auctioning as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, auctioning is part of MCing.
Yes.
So where you do fundraising for for book launches, for CD launches. So I'll be doing that as well. So yeah, last event, my greatest event was the one which I just had.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, before we wrap up with the show, I mean, these are Dope Mondays,
Yes.
dose of power and enrichment. We want to enrich the young ones, especially those who want to be MCs.
Yes.
And so we want you to give us a 3 must-have if you want to be a great MC.
I'm going to give you 4 around the word dope.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Okay, so the first tip you have to be aware of is D for dedication. You've got to be dedicated to what you're doing as an MC. It's a profession. Like I said, I've been doing this since 2012, full time, and it pays the bills and more. Okay, and if you do it well, your work will speak for you. You know, if you do it well, people will call you, and you do their work. You become a brand. So dedication is important. Number 2 is O for organized. You've got to be organized. So you know your event is at 10 o'clock. And what I do is that I check on my Google map the night before. How far is it from my house to the event? If it tells me 30 minutes, like it told me when I was going to my last event, I double whatever time it is giving me. So I gave myself an hour. And I try to get to my event very early. So at least an hour. This time I got to my event 2 hours ahead of time. We started at 10, I got there at 8 because I left home at 7.
Wow.
So you've got to be organized. No excuses. So organization is key. You've got to be organized. P is you've got to be persistent and practical. Okay? Persistent at the work to make sure that you are... You see, the event is not about you. So it's about the audience, is about the speakers. Okay? So you've got to make sure that everything that you do revolves around them. You've got to be persistent in what you do, in your marketing. It's very important. Persistent marketing. You've got to always let people know what you do. You've got to talk to the planners. The planners are the people who hire you. So P is for persistent, for practical, for planners. Focus on the planners. It's nice to put pictures out of your event, but it is the planners who actually invite you to come and do their show. So link up with them. E is for energy. An MC has to be energetic. You've got to bring life to the event and make it exciting. Even a funeral can be energetic.
It can.
Yes, by the way you go about it. So dedicated, organized, practical, persistent planning, and then energetic. Dope.
Wow. Basically, you need to be dope.
You need to be dope. Let's talk about these 2 books quickly. How to MC any event and also
public speaking
A to Z.
Yeah. So How to MC any event was my first book. I wrote this in 2013.
Okay.
And I came out of articles I was sent into BNFT. So BNFT has been in my life for Who Wants to Be Rich, and then for
Business and Financial Times.
Yes. Okay. So I compiled articles together, wrote a couple of new ones, and put it together in a book. And if you see the dedication, it's dedicated into the memory of my mom. My mom passed that year in May, and she was always a big encourager for me. And I thought, let me finish this book in 2013, dedicated to her. And I finished.
That's a good read. I read it too.
Thank you so much. So that was my first book. It's available as a soft copy as well. I want to give some out to your
yes,
viewers.
Apparently we have some winners as well.
Yeah, so give it out to them. And then Public Speaking A to Z was launched a couple of years back, maybe three years back, when I was working here at GHOne. And that's tips, 101 tips on how to speak well in public. Yes.
We can get it.
So and it's all based. Copy? Yes, it's all based on the letters of the alphabet. So for Jackie, I have something that deals with jokes.
Okay.
A stands for audience. C stands for confidence. K, kindness, be kind to yourself. I, interact. And E, be energetic.
Yes.
And we have a couple of messages here. Danny Boy from Takwa, you want yourself a book.
Nice.
And also Abuaji Samo, you also want yourself a book. Thanks to everyone who sent their messages to our social media. Happy holiday to Umar, is from Damba of Africa.
Please give a third person a copy. I have another one. So whoever gets comes in third.
So let's say...
So send.
Damba of Africa, Omar. You want yourself 2 copies as well.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We've enjoyed ourselves. We've learned a lot as well. Hopefully, our dope MCs also learned something. It's important that you learn. It's always important. Dedication, organized, persistence, and energetic. That's the most important. Be energetic.
Be energetic, absolutely. Thank you all for watching this program today. It has been our holiday special here on GHOne TV. My name is Bliss Kingg.
My name is Jackie, and we're here with Kafui Dey.
We leave in the hands of our saxophonist, Mr. Nibala.
Make sure you join us tomorrow, guys.
That's it. you.